Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This message is not for everyone. It is reserved for those the world has never understood, for those who have been cast aside, forgotten, rejected, broken, but never abandoned by Allah. For today, I have an urgent reminder for the chosen ones of Allah, those whom He has marked with a special light, invisible to the eyes of people, but seen clearly by the Creator. You didn't land here by accident. You didn't click on this video because you were bored or scrolling aimlessly. You are here because your soul needed to hear this message. Allah has chosen you to listen to Him, and He is about to prove why He chose you, why you have gone through so much that no one understands, why others may have underestimated you, abandoned you, or humiliated you. There is a truth that few dare to say out loud. To be chosen by Allah is first to be broken. It's walking through darkness before you see the light. It's crying alone at night while everyone else sleeps, because your soul knows it belongs to something greater. You weren't made for the ordinary. You were born for a divine mission. And every pain, every loss, every silence you experienced wasn't a mistake. It was a calling. Have you felt it? That inner emptiness that nothing in this world can fill? That soul weariness, even when your body is rested? That feeling that you were made for more but you don't yet know what or how? These are the signs of the chosen ones. You have never been like others. You have never walked the beaten path, because Allah has prepared you for a different path. And today, the path opens before you. You are reaching a turning point. Allah is about to manifest what He promised you in secret. He is about to make the world understand why He protected you when everything seemed to be falling apart, why He kept you away from certain circles, why He delayed certain blessings, why He left certain doors closed for so long. Because what is happening now is not ordinary. This isn't just a blessing, it's an upliftment, a divine response, a turnaround that will make those who have ignored you say, Subhanallah, he or she was truly chosen. But before that happens, you need to understand something fundamental. Being chosen by Allah does not mean that life becomes easy. It means that your life takes on a sacred meaning. And if you are here today, it is because Allah wants you to enter fully into this awareness. He wants you to come out of the shadows, not to be applauded by people, but to get closer to Him than ever before. This reminder is a call to stand up, to recognize Allah's hand in your story, to see His wisdom in every moment of waiting, every painful silence, every prayer that seemed unanswered. Don't let anyone make you doubt your worth. Don't let your past define your future. You are a chosen one. And Allah is about to prove to the world, but especially to yourself, why He chose you. After hearing this call, it is essential to understand a reality that many do not perceive. Allah's chosen ones often go through invisible, silent trials that no one sees or understands. These moments of deep solitude, these nights of silent weeping, these moments when the pain seems too heavy to bear, all of this is part of the divine process of purification and selection. Perhaps you experienced misunderstanding from others. Perhaps your family, friends, or even your community didn't understand what you were going through. They didn't see the inner struggle you were waging against your doubts, your fears, your weaknesses. You may have been judged for your faith, mocked for your patience, isolated because of your choices. But know this, you have never been alone. Allah was there, silent, watching every tear you shed, every breath you took as you stood up. This solitude is not abandonment. It is a trial chosen by Allah to refine your heart. Like a gold that is purified in fire, you too pass through the fire of difficulties to become more precious, stronger, closer to Him. There is profound wisdom in this silence. It is the moment when your soul is prepared to receive blessings that the world cannot offer. Remember the word of the Prophet Muhammad. Patience is a light. This light you carry in your heart, even in the darkness, is what sets you apart. Your patience, your perseverance, your unwavering hope, even when all seems lost, make you the chosen one. It is in these moments that your faith strengthens, that your relationship with Allah becomes intimate, that you learn to trust Him completely. Perhaps you are asking yourself, why this ordeal? Why this prolonged pain? This is because Allah wants to see who you really are, beyond appearances. He wants to test the depth of your love for Him. He wants to ensure that your attachment does not depend on convenience, but that it is sincere, solid, and rooted in your heart. For the chosen are not defined by their comfort, but by their steadfastness in the face of adversity. During these times, it's natural to doubt, to feel tired, and sometimes even to want to give up. But remember that this silence is temporary. It's a crucible where your faith is being shaped for an exceptional destiny. And this destiny, Allah will reveal in due time with a power you cannot yet imagine. So don't give up. Don't let Shaitan's whispers convince you that you're forgotten or punished. This is only a test. And you're halfway there by standing your ground despite everything. Keep your heart open to Allah. Continue to seek His presence in silence, for that is where His light begins to shine through. Now that we have understood the silent trials of the chosen ones, it is time to turn our gaze towards the invisible signs that God places on your path to prepare you for an immense transformation. These signs are not always obvious, but they are there, subtle, powerful, and they testify that your destiny is being fulfilled. Perhaps you have noticed these profound changes within yourself. A sudden detachment from the fleeting pleasures of the world, a spontaneous rejection of behaviors that previously led you to suffering. You feel a kind of inner purification, a cleansing of your soul that takes place without you fully understanding how or why. It is Allah who is silently working within you. You may also feel a heightened intuition, a keener awareness of good and evil, a different outlook on life, clearer and more lucid. Your priorities are changing, even if those around you don't understand them. You find yourself preferring solitude to pray, meditate, and seek answers in the Quran and the Sunnah. These are precious signs because they indicate that your heart is being elevated. Sometimes you go through periods of inexplicable anguish, of inner dissatisfaction, as if a deep calling were sleeping within you, pushing you to seek more, to no longer be satisfied with the surface. This is what we call spiritual thirst, and it is one of the most beautiful gifts you can receive. It inspires you to draw closer to Allah, to seek His help and guidance. Perhaps some of your dreams, or even certain coincidences in your life, seem to speak to you, pointing you in a specific direction. Don't ignore them. These little flashes of light are divine answers, clues that the path you are following is the right one, even if you still have doubts. Allah never lets His chosen ones wander without a guide. It is important that you be aware of these signs, for they are the beginnings of an imminent elevation. They herald a new phase, a stage where your patience will be rewarded, where your faith will be brought to light, where your mission will begin to take concrete form. Do not minimize them. They are there to strengthen you, to prepare you. Through these signs, Allah invites you to be vigilant and persevere. He wants you to remain steadfast, not to be distracted by doubts or negative voices around you. What you are experiencing is not ordinary. This is not a simple, difficult passage. It is the ascent to your greatness. Remember that these inner transformations are a precious gift. Few understand their significance because they are invisible from the outside. But they shape a heart ready to receive divine light, a mind refined to fulfill a sacred mission. And you are that heart and that mind. Now, let us take a moment to reflect deeply on this essential truth. Why did Allah choose you from among millions of souls? Why are you, with all your imperfections, doubts and wounds, among the chosen? This question is at the heart of your faith, for it reveals the grandeur of God's plan. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, never chooses at random. Each chosen one has been meticulously prepared, tested, and refined for a sacred mission. This is not a reward for ease, but a call to responsibility. You were not chosen to rest, but to act, to be a light in the darkness, a guide to those who wander. In the Quran, Allah says, "We do not send the messengers except as bearers of good news and as warners, so that people may have proof against themselves after the sending of the messengers." Surah An-Nisa 465. This means that divine choice implies a mission, to carry a message, to embody a truth, to bear witness to the greatness of Allah. As the chosen one, you are called to become a beacon, to transmit wisdom, patience, and faith. Reflect on the prophets and pious servants of Allah. Their journey was never easy, but they answered the call despite the trials, despite the rejection, despite the loneliness. Their election was a test, a preparation for greatness. And today, Allah gives you the same opportunity. Your life is a testimony. Every trial you have faced, every moment you have chosen faith over comfort, every time you have preferred truth to ease, all of this builds what you are becoming, one chosen by Allah. This choice is an honor, but also a sacred burden. It's normal to feel overwhelmed by this weight at times. But remember, you are never alone. Allah chose you because He knows you have the inner strength to accomplish what is expected of you. He hasn't left you in ignorance or confusion. He has given you signs, guides, and tools to move forward. So don't compare yourself to others. Your path is unique. Your mission is special. Whether in your family, your community, or even beyond, you have a role that no one else can play for you. This responsibility is a sign of the trust Allah has placed in you. Now it is up to you to make a clear choice. Accept this role with courage, with faith, with humility, or turn away and let this opportunity pass you by. The path of the chosen is not always the easiest, but it is the one that leads to inner peace, to deep satisfaction, to closeness to Allah. Remember the words of the Prophet Muhammad. The strong believer is better and more beloved to Allah than the weak believer, although there is good in both of them. Muslim. Your strength lies in your faith, your perseverance, your ability to answer God's call despite everything. Allah has chosen you to grow, to transform you into the best version of yourself. Now, let us talk about a fundamental virtue that every one of Allah's chosen ones must cultivate: complete trust in divine decree and patience in the face of trials. When you are chosen by Allah, the road is full of pitfalls, delays, and obstacles that you don't always understand. It is precisely in these moments that your faith is put to the test. You may have experienced situations where everything seemed to collapse around you, where your prayers seemed to go unanswered, where you wondered why Allah was so slow in granting your requests. These are crucial moments. They do not signify forgetfulness or abandonment, but a necessary phase for God's promise to be fulfilled at the perfect time. Allah says in the Quran, "Certainly, with difficulty comes ease." Surah Ash-Sharh 94.6. This promise is an inexhaustible source of hope. When you face adversity, keep in mind that the light is near, even if you cannot see it yet. Patience, sabr, is the key that will open the door to your deliverance. Trust in Allah, tawakkul, is not about remaining passive. It requires active engagement, a heart that continues to hope, to do good, to pray sincerely. It is this combination of action and faith that transforms hardships into blessings in disguise. Remember the example of Prophet Ayub, Job, one of the most tested of the chosen ones. Despite illness, loss, and loneliness, he never lost faith in Allah. His exemplary patience is a model for every believer. He endured darkness, and Allah honored him with healing and an immense reward. Perhaps you too are going through a similar testing time. Perhaps your heart is weary, but Allah invites you not to despair. Every trial you endure, every moment of solitude, is a purification that brings you closer to Him. It is a crucible where your faith is refined. Don't let the negative voices around you or inner doubts keep you from this confidence. Allah is the best of planners. His wisdom is beyond our human comprehension. Sometimes, what you mistake for a delay is actually divine preparation for something greater than you can imagine. It's also essential to remember that patience isn't a passive emotion, but a daily struggle. A struggle where you choose to keep going, to believe, to pray, even when you're tired. This inner struggle is what makes you special. It's what makes you the chosen one. Allah loves the patient. He loves those who remain hopeful, even in adversity. Because by doing so, you affirm your faith in Him, you show that you rely on Him alone. And this sincere faith is the key that will soon unlock the doors of your deliverance. At this point in our thinking, it is time to dive deep into a crucial truth. The mission that God entrusts to His chosen ones exceeds all that one can imagine, and this greatness requires an intense, total interior preparation. You have been chosen, not for an ordinary role, but for an exceptional destiny. Allah, in His infinite wisdom, has placed you on a unique path, a path that will transform you into a vehicle of His light and justice. Understanding this mission is vital, for it will help you fully embrace your place in this vast divine plan. The mission of the chosen, to be the light in the darkness. In a world where darkness may seem to dominate, where injustices, doubts, and confusions multiply, Allah seeks souls ready to bear light. This light is truth, justice, strong faith, the message of peace and hope. You, as the chosen one, are called to embody this light. This can take many forms depending on your situation. Perhaps you are an example of patience and kindness in your family, a wise counselor in your community, or a courageous advocate for justice. Whatever your specific mission, it is essential because it reflects God's will in the world. Inner preparation, purification, and elevation. To accomplish this mission, Allah prepares your heart, mind, and soul. Purification is a necessary step. Your trials, your suffering, your struggles are the means by which Allah eliminates what prevents your light from shining fully. This is a sometimes painful process, as it involves leaving behind attachments, habits, and thoughts that no longer serve your spiritual growth. This purification is not easy, but it is necessary for you to reach the heights your mission demands. You must also develop specific qualities: wisdom, patience, compassion, courage, and perseverance. These qualities are treasures that you cultivate in secrecy, in solitude, in prayer, and in meditation. They will be your weapons in carrying out your mission. The role of deep faith. Your faith is the inexhaustible source of your strength. Without a sincere and deep faith, it is impossible to carry out such a mission. Faith allows you to transcend your human limitations, to draw on a divine strength that never fails. In those moments when you feel weak, remember that your faith is a bridge between you and Allah. This bridge allows you to receive guidance, light, and peace. Maintain it through regular prayer, reciting the Quran, meditation, and constant remembrance of Allah. The fruits of the mission. It is important to keep in mind that the mission of the elect does not always bear immediately visible fruits. Sometimes the work is invisible, silent, but it bears fruit in the souls of others, in the transformation of hearts, in the seeds of hope that you plant around you. Allah will reward you for every effort, every smile, every word of truth spoken. Your patience and steadfastness will bring blessings not only to you, but also to those around you. Now, faced with this mission, you must make a choice: remain passive or move forward with courage and faith. Allah invites you to embrace this role with humility, but also with determination. Every day is an opportunity to grow, to progress, to shine. Remember God's promise, and whoever puts his trust in Allah, he is sufficient for him. Surah At-Talaq 65:3. Trust in Allah, coupled with sincere effort, is the key to successfully accomplishing your mission. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We have now reached the final stage of this journey, the one where you fully realize the importance of your position as Allah's chosen one and the urgency of acting with faith and perseverance. Having understood your mission and the magnitude of the responsibility that falls upon you, it is time to transform this understanding into concrete actions. Don't let this divine opportunity pass you by. Every moment you live is an opportunity offered by Allah to draw you closer to Him, to build your faith, to bear witness to your light to the world. Time is precious, and procrastination is the enemy of spiritual success. The chosen one does not put off until tomorrow what his heart knows must.